Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashem Shai, Bashem Kakadash. Much respect to you, brothers and sisters out there doing this truth and faith and sincerity. Truth, faith, and sincerity. Shalom to you, Akim and Agwafium, So today in this lesson, man, we're going to basically be going, how, this lesson to be on not fainting, or not folding, basically not folding, under pressure, under adversity. Because after, receiving this news, as this article we're about to read, this NBA player, he basically, lost his integrity and basically, folded under pressure. Because especially, when you're carnal, when you think carnally and not spiritually, it's going to be easier to fold under pressure because you're going to be thinking about those riches, that you could have had, or these riches that you're about to lose, or these women you're about to lose, this fame you're about to lose, this respect you're about to lose, because you're not going against, the things of Esau, the wiles of Esau, the wiles of the devil. But, when you're carnal, it's basically very hard to hold integrity, especially doing something big like this, like where people are actually going to hate you. You see the hate that Kyrie Irving's getting, man? And we yet to know, like, the news about Kyrie, what he's going to do. But, Lord willing, some of these players, who are revolting against Esau, hold their integrity. But this is another, chump right here, Andrew Wiggins, He's soft, he's weak, very weak in the spirit, carnal man. These players are making 10 figures, 10 mil a year, You should be set, bro. But nah, they want to continue, to have their riches on earth, man. And the Lord commands us, not to store our riches on earth, because at the end of the day, all these riches, all this fame, all this glory is gonna pass away, And now let's get into the article. Golden State Warriors player Andrew Wiggins receives COVID-19 vaccine after being denied religious exemption. So after reading this title, Andrew Wiggins is the NBA player's name, and he received the vaccine after being denied religious exemption. So what Esau is doing right now, he's basically saying if your religion, denies, the vaccine, then you're not going to take it. And we all know that Esau, that even if you're religious, Esau is still going to force you. He's still going to force you to implement it. And the way he doesn't physically force you, the way he forces you to take it is by taking away the things of life. He'll take away your job from you. He'll take away entertainment from you. That's the ways, because, Esau is very serpentistic. He's crafty. He's smart, In the scriptures, it says, though are wiser than Daniel, because Esau is smart. He knows all the tactics, to seduce people into, taking his device. And that's just very, unrighteous, Because how about if he was in a religion? How about if he believes in God? But Esau don't care what you think, what you believe. We continue to read the article. Golden State Warriors forward Andrew Wiggins has received the C-19 vaccine. Head coach Steve Kerr confirmed Sunday. Wiggins told NBC Sports in March he wasn't getting vaccinated unless he was forced to. He applied for religious exemption, but the NBA denied that request in September. That's very unrighteous, man. They denied this man's religious exemption. And it just shows how Esau is the devil, man. Because Esau is the one who runs the NBA. He runs everything, all the entertainment. Hollywood, all that, man. And continuing on in the article. When asked about his stance on vaccinations on the Warriors media day Monday, Wiggins said he was going to keep fighting for what I believe and for what I believe is right. What's right to one person isn't right to another, vice versa. So, basically, man, this dude claimed that he was going to fight for what he believes in. So if he knew if it was right, the thing that he was doing was right by revolting against the vaccine, he wouldn't have taken it at all. He would have sacrificed everything, man. He would have sacrificed um all this money, all this fame, all this glory, even his approval from his family, because his family was probably pushing him to take the vaccine, you know. But he's weak in faith, you know. He fainted, you know. And the Lord tells us, you know, to hold thy integrity. And even if you get tempted, whether it be physically, whether it be mentally, whether it be spiritually, at the end of the day, you continue to hold integrity because the Lord said that he shall be saved out of it in the hour of temptation. This is only the beginning. Imagine when the chip comes, you know. Imagine when Marcus the Beast comes, man. It's going to be even worse. And these players are already folding now. These people are already folding now. Wait till shit actually hits the fan, bro. You know, this is only the beginning, you know. So now let's go to the scriptures. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 24 and verse 10. And it reads, if thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. So that verse, you know, is basically, you know, self-explanatory, you know. So if you faint in the day of adversity, like basically faint basically means, you know, another way of basically saying you fold. If you fold in the day of adversity, the Lord's saying that your strength is small. So he's showing that, you know, basically your faith is very small. Andrew Wiggins was claiming that, oh my gosh, I'm going to believe what I believe in, even if it's different from vice versa, you know. But at the end of the day, this man fainted in the day of adversity. He couldn't take, you know, the hate that these fans was putting on him. People calling him a bust, people calling him all this, people, especially Kyrie, man. Kyrie's getting a lot of hate right now. He's been getting hate for being different because Kyrie knows that Esau is the devil, man. He knows that. And Kyrie also knows that there's bigger things going on in the world than just dribbling the basketball. But so this man actually fainted, man. And that shows how his faith is strong. His faith is not strong, Salakia. That shows that his faith is not strong. Let's go to verse 11. If thou forbear to deliver them that are drawn unto death, and those that are ready to be slain, if those sayest, behold, we knew it not, though if not, he that pondereth the heart, consider it, and he that keepeth thy soul, doeth not, he know it, shall he not render to every man according to his works? You know? Let's go to verse 13. My son, eat thou honey, because it is good, and the honeycomb which is sweet to thy taste. You know, so the Lord, you know, that's spiritually representing, you know, the roll. You know, the roll is sweet, you know, because you have to eat the roll, even if the roll is bitter, you know, which is showing the truth, you know, the truth being the roll. You know, even though the truth is bitter, you still have to continue to consume the honey, you know, consume the sweetness. Because at the end of the day, the way you continue to taste, you know, the sweetness in this truth by meditating on good things. Obviously, you know, you prepare for the worst, but hope for the best. But the way you're going to persevere through adversity, persevere through tribulation, is by meditating on good things, always keeping a sound mind, you know. Not keeping a fearful mind, because when you have a fearful mind, you continue to fold. So continue to consume the honey of this truth. Continue to meditate the good things. Continue to meditate the future. Continue to meditate how the Israelite man is going to have multiple women. Continue to meditate on how this earth is going to be ruled in righteousness. Continue to meditate on Israel is going to be on top again, you know. Because when you meditate on those things and not the bad things, you're going to persevere through adversity. Let's go to verse 14. So shall the knowledge of wisdom be unto thy soul when thou hast found it, and then there shall be a reward, and thy exemption shall not be cut off. So when the spirit of wisdom is on you, you know, on you, there will be a reward. So when you continue to keep the wisdom, keep the faith, the Lord's going to reward you. And in the scriptures, the Lord questioned and said, when the Heavenly Father forsaken them that have done righteous works, roughly paraphrasing. Because whenever, a prophet was righteous, the Lord rewarded them, whether it be riches, whether it be eternal life, just anything, man. So this is why you could have to continue to hold fast to integrity, you know? Let's go to the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 16 and verse 13. This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 16 and verse 13, and it reads, "Watch ye, stand fast in faith, quit you like men, be strong." So the prophet is telling us through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, watch ye, watch ye and pray, stand fast in faith. So you have to continue to stand fast in faith. Quit you like men, be strong. So the Lord, is commanding us through the prophets, that we have to be strong. We have to endure hardship as a good soldier. I'm going to bring that precept out, So you have to continue to meditate on the good things, meditate on the righteous things, continue to pray and fast so you can be strong, Because us praying and fasting, meditating on the scriptures is basically, spiritually training, We doing spiritual push-ups, We doing spiritual, running around the track to get strong, For this faith, For this truth. So we have to continue to remain strong. In verse 14, let all things be done with charity. Because at the end of the day, when you're carnal, you're going to fall under pressure because you do all these things for your vainglory. You don't do it for charity of the Lord, So let all the things that you do be done in righteous charity, And now, let's go to the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 3. This is the book of let's start at the first verse. This book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 1, and it reads, "Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Yahweh Shai. And the things that those heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men, which shall be able to teach others also." Verse 3, "Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh Shai." So at the end of the day, you have to, we're commanded to endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh Shai, because at the end of the day, we're doing this work ultimately for Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Because we're soldiers of Yahweh Shai, So we have to continue to endure hardness. When the soldier is in the battlefield, he's not going to fold under pressure. He's going to keep fighting. He's going to endure the hardness, whether it be not seeing his family for 3 years, whether it be staying in, a certain position, that may hurt. He's still going to endure it. Whether he sees his partner, get shot in the battlefield, he still has to endure the hardness and continue to fight the battle, And he doesn't have time, to faint and surrender. Let's go to verse 4. "No man that weareth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier." Because that's right, man. When you're in the battlefield, physically, you can't be worrying about the affairs of life. Your main focus should be singled on, the battle, the fight that you're in. You can't be out here thinking about, oh, I could have been eating dinner with my wife right now. Oh, I could have been going to my daughter's graduation. You can't have that in your mind while you're in the battlefield, man. Because that's how you fold, man. When you put the affairs of this life, in your, craft, or in your you know, in your job, you know, when you put that fear, like the things that you're going through, you know, if you put that in the battlefield, you know, you're gonna fold, you're gonna lose. Because at the end of the day, when you're on the battlefield, when you're in any type of craft, for example, if you're on the court, you have to have your focus on the court, not what the things is going on in life. You have to basically have like an alter ego, you know. As Kobe said, he had that Mamba mentality on the court. He was two different people on and off the court, you know. So we have to continue to hold faith, you know, and not put the affairs of life in our job. Let's go to verse 5. If a man also strive for mysteries, yet he is not crowned, except he strive lawfully. So we have to continue to strive and do this truth, you know, lawfully, because this is commanded, you know, in the law to follow God with all thy heart, all thy might, you know. So now, let's go to the book of Slakia. Now let's go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2 and verse 1, and it reads, My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. So, when you're coming to serve the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, you have to prepare your soul for temptation.